Hello fellow YouTubers, this is Bill Doobie and welcome to Thumbnail Hacks. This video is going to be about how to get more 3D in both your thumbnails and pictures. Stay tuned, it's going to be short, it's going to be fun, it's going to be easy. We're on the run. This is the thumbnail that I chose to use for this week's video. It is a mixture of last week's thumbnail and some 3D lettering. What this is basically two layers that I overlapped. Bright over dark shadows. You move the shadows and it gets more definition of the 3D effect. Now to get a little bit more 3D on me, I outlined myself. Same thing, similar thing with the background. What I did was I also rotated and outlined. Say we're on a phone and we want to get a 3D effect. Now here I just wanted to make it so that we could play a little bit, because here's the 3D, now you see it, now you don't. But what we can do is show you a little bit more in detail exactly ways that you can adjust this. Now you see how I have them directly over? You could also change the angle so that one has more showing and one has less. Here's more, here's less. We can move this over and get a whole different feel. Same thing over here. You can go to the wrong side. For some reason this side doesn't feel right. This side feels a little bit more right. Maybe it's because we're tilting this way. Let's go back to the original thumbnail. Notice how this looks like it's going into the thumbnail and I am pushing it. I was going for the opposite originally, where I was pushing it out of the thumbnail. This does not feel like it carries as well as this. That's why I chose that. I worked several hours on this to get this just this way. An example of 3D effects in all different directions. It was a thumbnail that I paid 20 bucks for a couple weeks back on FIVERR actually, and I decided, well, what the heck, I'll tell them to go to town on it, make it look good. You'll notice that he has the 3D going in several different directions. Here it's going this way, the shadows to the right, shadows to the left, shadows to the right. It all sort of goes in a logical pattern, and yet it doesn't. Decided to change it out this morning. This was one of my slides about FIVERR. There's a learning curve. So why not take the learning curve and separate it out? By making it bigger, it gives it more depth. Then what I did was I twisted it a little bit. By twisting it, because we know that signs are rectangular, this definitely gives it a 3D. After that, we went and retrieved my black arrow and outlined it to make it stand out. And then, seeing as these red arrows got lost in the sauce, we put the red arrows back in. Here's the finished product right there. It isn't much different. Here's a normal, ordinary stop sign. How can we mess with this one? First, we can get rid of it. Next, because I like the pole, here's where I did some photo manipulation and went back and retrieved the pole from the stop sign. The stop sign's still there. It's just that the pole is there. Why not get the stop sign? Now we can really have fun. I made a couple of different copies of this stop sign. First, let's go and twist it. Some kids came into the neighborhood and twisted this sign. Oh my. First they wrote on it and then they twisted it. You can see how you can change the feeling of a picture here. We can go and replace the sign because the kids What did they do? Those nasty kids, they left us with nothing but a pole and stole the sign, so we had to replace it. What we can also do is we can just bring the sign in a whole bunch closer to us, and that way you can really see the three-dimensional effect of a two-dimensional space, because photos are two-dimensional, and our attempt this week was to make them three-dimensional. Thank you for watching Thumbnail Hacks. You have a great week. Love you all. Bye-bye.